The phrase mailbox of private before public likely emphasizes the importance of prioritizing the security and proper management of private data before making it publicly accessible. In the context of software development, this translates to the principle of data encapsulation. Data encapsulation involves carefully controlling access to the internal workings of a class or object. By making internal variables and methods private, you restrict their access to only within the class itself. This helps to protect data integrity. By limiting external access to internal data, you reduce the risk of unintended modifications or corruption. Improve code maintainability. By clearly defining what parts of the code are internal and which are intended for external use, you create a more organized and modular system, making it easier to understand, modify, and debug. Essentially, the concept suggests that before exposing any data or functionality to the public, it's crucial to ensure that the underlying private components are well defined, secure, and properly managed. This approach promotes robust and reliable software systems. P private Q public. This reads as, if P private data is well managed and secure, then Q public access can be granted. Explanation: P private represents the condition where private data within a system is properly managed and secured. This includes data encapsulation. Internal data and methods are hidden from external access. Here's a draft of a letter to the editor, addressing the commentary of an open letter and reviewing a positive critic. Subject: commentary on open letter title and review of critic's name. Dear editors, I am writing to express my disagreement with the commentary on the recent open letter title, published in publication name on date. Choose one of the following options, and tailor it to your specific viewpoint. Option 1: agreement. I believe the commentary accurately reflects the key points, concerns, issues raised in the open letter. Option 2: disagreement. I respectfully disagree with the commentary's assertion that specific point from the commentary. In my view, your counter-argument and supporting evidence. Option 3: mixed views. While I agree with specific point from the commentary, I find another point from the commentary to be unfair, misleading, inaccurate. Furthermore, I would like to commend critic's name for their positive, insightful, thought-provoking critique of subject of the critic's review. Their specific qualities, e.g. eloquence, clarity, originality, were particularly impressive. Optional: briefly state the impact of the critic's work or the importance of their perspective. Thank you for considering my views. Sincerely, your name, your address. Mathematical editing involves meticulously reviewing and refining mathematical content to ensure its accuracy, clarity, and consistency. This encompasses verifying calculations and proofs, ensuring consistent notation and terminology, improving readability by rewriting complex equations and adding explanatory text, structuring arguments logically, and enhancing the visual appeal of mathematical expressions. Essentially, it's about making mathematical work more understandable and accessible to the intended audience, whether it's researchers, students, or the general public. This involves not just checking for errors, but also ensuring that the mathematical ideas are presented in a clear, concise, and engaging manner. Mathematical editing is crucial in various contexts, including academic research, textbook development, and technical documentation. It requires a strong foundation in mathematics, a keen eye for detail, and excellent communication skills to effectively convey complex mathematical concepts. Frame-by-frame analysis, similar to forensic examination of evidence, meticulous frame-by-frame analysis can reveal subtle details about temporal manipulation, identifying instances of sped-up or slowed-down footage, reverse playback, or other temporal effects. Digital alterations, detecting signs of digital manipulation, such as cloning, compositing, or the removal addition of elements. Continuity errors, pinpointing inconsistencies in props, costumes, set dressing, or actor appearances across different shots. Metadata analysis, examining metadata embedded within video files can provide valuable information about creation date and time, establishing a timeline for the creation and potential modification of the footage. Camera and software used, identifying the equipment and software employed in the production process. Geographic location, in some cases, metadata may reveal the location where the footage was captured. Editing theory is a set of principles and techniques used in film and video editing to shape the narrative, create pacing and rhythm, and evoke emotions in the audience. It draws on various fields, including semiotics, the study of signs and symbols and how they create meaning. Cognitive psychology, how the human brain processes information and perceives visual stimuli. Film history, the evolution of editing styles and techniques over time. Some key concepts in editing theory include continuity editing, a system of editing that aims to create a seamless and logical flow of events, often used in classical Hollywood cinema. Montage editing, juxtaposing different shots to create meaning or evoke emotions, often associated with Soviet filmmakers like Sergei Eisenstein. The Kuleshov effect, a phenomenon where viewers derive more meaning from two shots shown in sequence than from each shot individually. Eyeline match, a technique that ensures the characters' gazes are consistent across different shots, helping to maintain spatial continuity. 180-degree rule, a guideline that maintains screen direction by keeping the camera on one side of an imaginary line between two characters. Editing theory is constantly evolving as new technologies and storytelling approaches emerge. It's a complex and fascinating field that plays a crucial role in shaping how we experience film and video. Disclosure equations are mathematical models used to quantify the risk associated with the release of sensitive information. They help organizations understand the potential impact of data breaches and make informed decisions about data security measures. Key components: value of the data. This assesses the intrinsic value of the information, considering factors like financial, reputational, and competitive advantages. Probability of disclosure. This estimates the likelihood of a data breach occurring, based on factors like threat assessments, vulnerability analysis, and the effectiveness of existing security controls. Impact of disclosure. This evaluates the potential consequences of a data breach, such as financial losses, legal penalties, reputational damage, and loss of customer trust. Basic structure. A simplified disclosure equation might look like this: risk equals value of data x probability of disclosure x impact of disclosure. More sophisticated models, more complex models may incorporate additional factors such as time to detection and response, the time it takes to identify and mitigate a data breach. Data sensitivity levels, different levels of sensitivity assigned to different types of data. Mitigation controls, the effectiveness of security measures in reducing the probability and impact of a breach. The concept of forensics of a letter to the editor invites a multifaceted analysis that extends beyond mere surface-level reading. It encourages us to delve into the letter's underlying structure and motivations, much like a detective investigating a crime scene. Linguistic analysis becomes paramount. By meticulously examining the author's word choices, sentence structures, and overall writing style, we can attempt to discern their identity, or at least glean insights into their background, education, and perhaps even their emotional state. This involves a nuanced understanding of stylometry, the statistical study of linguistic style, which can reveal patterns in vocabulary, syntax, and even the use of punctuation. Furthermore, we can scrutinize the letter's intent. Is it a genuine expression of concern, a calculated attempt to influence public opinion, a thinly veiled attack on a particular individual or group, or perhaps a form of self-promotion. Uncovering the author's motivations requires a keen understanding of rhetorical devices, persuasive techniques, and the socio-political context within which the letter was written. If the letter is part of a larger corpus of correspondence, more sophisticated analytical techniques can be employed. Sentiment analysis, for example, can quantify the emotional tone of the letter and identify prevailing sentiments within the broader collection. Topic modeling can reveal the underlying themes and subjects that resonate across multiple letters. Network analysis can map the relationships and interactions between different viewpoints expressed in the correspondence, providing insights into the dynamics of public discourse. More sophisticated models can incorporate additional variables. Risk equals VXPXIXTXSXM, where T, time to detection and response, the time it takes to identify and mitigate a data breach. S, data sensitivity levels, different levels of sensitivity assigned to various types of data. M, mitigation controls, the effectiveness of security measures in reducing the probability and impact of a breach. Example, incorporating mitigation controls. Risk equals VXPXI1 plus M. This equation demonstrates how effective mitigation controls M can reduce the overall risk by acting as a divisor. Encouraging whistleblowing and exposing wrongdoing requires cultivating a culture of ethical transparency within an organization. This necessitates a robust framework that prioritizes the protection of whistleblowers, fosters a climate of trust, and ensures swift and appropriate action on reported concerns. A clear and accessible whistleblowing policy is paramount. This policy must outline the scope of acceptable disclosures, guarantee confidentiality and anonymity where possible, and explicitly prohibit retaliation against whistleblowers. Furthermore, establishing independent reporting channels, such as an ethics hotline or an ombudsman, ensures that concerns can be raised confidentially and objectively. Crucially, organizations must demonstrate a genuine commitment to investigating and addressing reported issues. This involves conducting thorough and impartial investigations, taking appropriate disciplinary action against wrongdoers, and implementing corrective measures to prevent future occurrences. Openly communicating the outcomes of investigations, while maintaining appropriate confidentiality, fosters trust and demonstrates a commitment to accountability. Ultimately, encouraging whistleblowing and exposing wrongdoing requires a fundamental shift in organizational culture. It necessitates a commitment to ethical conduct at all levels, a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths, and a recognition that whistleblowers play a vital role in safeguarding the integrity of the organization and protecting the public interest. Whistleblower Confidence Index WCI. WCI equals P_protection T_trust R_response C_culture F_fear. P_protection, perceived level of protection against retaliation, strong legal safeguards, independent investigations, confidentiality measures. T_trust, level of trust in the organization's integrity and commitment to ethical conduct. R_response, perceived responsiveness and effectiveness of the organization in addressing reported concerns. C_culture, organizational culture that values open communication, transparency, and ethical behavior. F_fear, level of fear of reprisal, social stigma, or career damage associated with whistleblowing. Whistleblowing Effectiveness Index WEI equals N_reports Q_reports A_action O_occurrences. N_reports, number of whistleblowing reports received. Q_reports, quality of reports, detailed, credible, actionable information. A_action, effectiveness of organizational response investigations, corrective actions, prevention measures. Occurrences, estimated number of actual instances of wrongdoing within the organization. Banter theory explores the complex dynamics of playful, often teasing, verbal exchanges between individuals, typically within close social groups. It delves into how these seemingly light-hearted interactions function as a form of social bonding, a way to establish social hierarchies, and a means of navigating delicate social situations. At its core, banter theory recognizes that these verbal sparring matches are not merely frivolous exchanges. They involve intricate social signaling, where participants constantly assess and negotiate their relationships, test boundaries, and demonstrate their wit and social intelligence. Successful banter requires a delicate balance. It demands an understanding of shared social norms, an ability to read and respond to subtle cues, and a willingness to both give and receive playful jabs. When executed effectively, banter can strengthen social bonds, foster intimacy, and create a shared sense of humor within a group. However, the line between playful teasing and harmful aggression can be blurred. Banter theory emphasizes the importance of context, social cues, and the participants' understanding of each other's boundaries. Misinterpretations can lead to hurt feelings, damaged relationships, and even instances of bullying. In essence, banter theory provides a framework for understanding the social significance of these seemingly trivial interactions, highlighting their role in shaping social relationships, negotiating power dynamics, and communicating complex emotions within social groups. Banter effectiveness B equals WHSRDW, wit and wordplay. H, humor threshold. S, social intelligence. R, rapport and relationship. D, discomfort and distress. Freedom of expression F equals information flow I, censorship C. Information flow I, represents the unrestricted exchange of ideas, opinions, and information within a society. Censorship C, represents the intentional suppression or restriction of information or expression.